So how do you pay off your student loans in 5 years? How is that possible? $150,000, maybe you have $200,000. It may not work out for you. As you go through these steps, you may realize, I just can't do that. It's not going to be possible for me. Okay, usually when I find people, it's only about 10% of lawyers can do this. The rest of the 90% just can't do these 5 simple steps. That's amazing to me. It's just 5 steps that you need to ingrain into you to make this work. But 90% of the attorneys out there just can't do it. So that's why you'll spend the next 20 years paying off on that student loan. However, to those 10% that are listening, I'm going to give you the steps that I used to get out of debt. All right, the first step is understanding the difference between an owner mindset and an employee mindset. In school trains you to be an employee. They train you that you need to go work for somebody, and then that person is going to hand you a task, and then you do that task. That's why we have homework. That's why you were given assignments. Go do this task, and then come back and report. It is some other person that gives you the tasks to do. You will have a test on this date. You need to be prepared for it. That is not an owner mindset. An owner is totally different. An owner sees something and then makes his own deadlines. He tells himself, I need to get this done. He finds out assignments. He doesn't wait to be instructed. He instructs himself. He pays money to learn new things. An employee is paid to go learn. That is a totally different mindset of everything that you were taught to believe from the very beginning. When you were a little kid in kindergarten, they put you in and they retrained you to think like an employee, because that's what the government needs. And I'm not saying being an employee is a bad thing. I love my employees. My employees build my business. They make it happen. They do things that I can't do. I can't sit there and be told what to do by somebody else. I have to build things. That is my personality. So that's why I say 90% of people can't do this, because 90% of people have been so trained to be an employee that that's what they're going to be for the rest of their life. And they're not going to change by listening to some guy who says, hey, what you really need to do is become an owner. And then you listen to this and like, I don't care. I wanted you to give me a formula where I could go do this and then someone was going to hand me a check. Well, that's not how you pay off your student loans in 5 years. The only way I know how to do it. Now, there might be another way. The only way I know how to do it is that you become an owner. You take control of the situation. Owners are builders. Owners are creators. They see into the future and they build that thing. They understand the pyramid. And I'm going to teach you this pyramid. That at the beginning, you do all the work. And then it funnels up into a point after years and years and years of dedication to a point where all your work comes together. And they understand the opposite of income as an owner. You're doing all the work at the beginning, but you're making nothing. In fact, I went $20,000 in credit card debt. But as you go up the ladder, as it moves up, the income gets bigger and bigger and bigger, to a point that I have money coming in that I just don't understand where it's coming from half the time. Because I built and created a machine that works. And there's a system to do that. And we'll go through. But you have to make this mental shift. And you've been trained not to think this way. I don't blame you. As you will go through this, you will see that you will gravitate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I need someone to give me a check. And I'm not saying right now that you need to jump off and start your own law firm. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. Keep your day job right now. It'd be ridiculous for you to think that you can just make this mental shift in a day. It took me a year of going through and trying to figure things out and going, okay, what do I do here? What do I do here? And I lost so much money. It would have been great if someone was paying me during that time as I spent my extra time learning this. But you need to make the change. The change is I'm going to switch over and understand that I no longer is someone going to tell me what to do. I am going to make my list, and I am going to create the steps necessary and the things necessary to get things done. And I'm going to hold myself accountable. If things don't get done, the buck stops here. There's no boss that's going to come tell me that you needed to do this or get this done. I'm going to get it done. And once you get there, and once you develop a system for yourself, when I finally figured out my system that got me to get things done, magic happened. All of a sudden, I could build things because I could see the steps necessary, and then I committed myself to get them done. But that's when you change from employee to an employer. And just look at school. Think of school when you struggle with this. I had an instructor. I have a boss. I have to become the instructor. I have to become the boss. And I have to become my own instructor, my own boss, to tell me what to do. And then hold myself accountable to do those things. The shift, once you make it, things will really start changing in your life. And it's wonderful to experience. But only 10% of the population can do it because you've been so ingrained in it. But that's the first step. First step, commit to making that shift in your mind.